preparing your final document for printing, the first thing you need to do is communicate with your client or the company that will be printing your document. They may have production requirements for their particular presses. You need to find out information such as how do they prefer to receive files, InDesign application files, PDF, or both? Do they use PostScript or an Adobe PDF print engine? Do they have a preferred method of prepping PDF files? Do they have custom PDF presets? Does the printer use a custom output profile? If so, you can install this and select it when converting images from RGB to CMYK. On the other hand, you may not know who the printer will be. Your document should be set up so that the printer can easily open your files and have everything it needs completely set up so it will print properly. If you have any elements on your document that makes contact with the document edge, you have to use a bleed. You can access this in File, Document Setup. A bleed should be at least 0.125 inches. Make sure you use high resolution graphics of 300 dpi or more. By selecting your image and using the info panel, you can find out what the resolution of your image is. For example, if I select this image here and in my info panel it tells me what the resolution is here. Make sure your document has no errors in it. As you can see down here, I have one error next to this red light. It will be green if you don't have any errors. If I double click on it, the Preflight panel opens and lists my errors. I can see right here there's a problem with one of my text boxes. I open the drop-down triangle to see that I have some overset text. I open the drop-down triangle to see that it's in a text frame. If I double click on the text frame, it takes me right to the frame that needs attention. Since this is just placeholder text, I'm going to select some of it and delete it. Now you can see that I no longer have any overset text. My Preflight panel has a green light and is indicating I have no errors. Same with the notification at the bottom of the screen. It's very important to pre-flight your file before sending it to the printer. By using a pre-flight, you can check your file and make sure it matches the printer's production requirements and doesn't include elements that may not be appropriate for printing. When the document is ready to go to the press, you need to collect all the electronic elements of your file, all fonts and graphics, and bundle them up for transporting to your service bureau or printer. InDesign makes this process quick and painless with the Package function. Choose File, Package to access the Package dialog box. The summary page appears first, telling how many fonts, colors, and graphics are included, and other document information. If an element is missing or needs your attention, there will be a yellow caution icon in front of it. 7 images in the document use RGB color space, image composed of red, blue, and green, that need to be converted to CMYK in Photoshop before going to the press. All of your images in the document that use RGB color need to be converted to CMYK in Photoshop before going to the press. You want to make sure that you're using only CMYK images. RGB images are used primarily for the internet or the web. CMYK is standard for printing. So make sure that all the images that you are using are high resolution CMYK images. If there is a caution icon next to the font summary paragraph, click on the fonts category in the list on the left here. The fonts page lists the name of all fonts used in the document, and their status will be displayed. If a font is marked as incomplete, it means that although the font shows on the screen, the font file required for printing is missing. If a font is listed as missing, it means the font used in the document is not installed on your computer, and you will need to purchase it. These types of font problems can occur when opening files created on other computers. Don't simply replace the font with another font of the same name, because fonts purchased from different vendors will have differences in font design, letter shape, and spacing. Substituting a typeface with the same name but from a different manufacturer is generally not a perfect match and will usually mess up sections of your document. If you are unable to locate the correct typeface, you may need to replace it throughout the document. You can replace fonts in the Package dialog box by selecting the Find Font button. In the upper half of the Find Font dialog, select the font you want to replace. Then choose the replacement font in the lower half. You can choose to replace the fonts one occurrence at a time or all at once. Font replacement can also be performed by selecting Type, Find Font. Whenever you replace fonts, you need to proof your document again to make sure none of the text has shifted position or that you have overset text. If you've used text threads properly, this will help with overset text throughout your document. When you have fixed all the problems, select the Package button, and InDesign will collect all the fonts and images used to build the document. You will be asked to save the document and will have the opportunity to provide any additional printing instructions. For now, I will type the instructions, make my document look fabulous. Next, all the elements required to print your job are saved in one organized file that you can send to your printer. We'll just name this Print Test for now. If I look in the folder that InDesign created, you'll see that I have all my fonts and their own folder. All of my linked images in another, and my InDesign file. It also has a text file, which is compatible with most Windows and Mac operating systems, with all the information about the document package, including my special instructions. The project's done. You've packaged it, and it is all ready to go to the printer. But wait, you just realized that you forgot to check the spelling one final time. Since your document is still open, you run spell check and find 3 spelling errors that would have appeared in the final version. Whew, that was close, right? You save your document, feeling relieved that you remembered this crucial production step. But guess what? You haven't fixed the spelling on the InDesign document that's packaged and ready to go to the printer. When you package a project, the components that go into the folder, the InDesign file, links, and fonts, are actually duplicates. Once the packaging operation has been completed, any changes you make to the original working document requires that you either repackage the entire job or replace the InDesign document in the packaged folder with your revised version. That way, when you see your final printed document, you won't find yourself shocked, yelling, "Oh my gosh, there's a spelling error. I know I fixed that. Why did it still print?" So that is how you package an InDesign document for print.